Hey everyone, this is Somnath Gaudar from Future Coders. Today we are going to be building this password generator using React.js. Let me demonstrate what are all the features that we are going to be building. As you can see, you can set the length of the password that needs to be generated. The maximum is going to be 20 and the minimum is going to be 10. If you want to include uppercase letters in your password, you can select it and hit generate password. This is going to generate a random sequence of uppercase letters. You can also include lowercase letters. Hit generate password. This is going to generate a combination of both lowercase letters and uppercase letters. You can also include numbers, symbols. This is going to generate a random password with all the combinations. It is going to have uppercase letters, it is going to have lowercase, numbers, symbols. And it is going to generate a new random password every time I click on generate password. We will also be working on setting up notifications, like when I click on this copy to clipboard button, it is going to show me a notification saying password successfully copied. And the password is going to be copied and you can use it anywhere you want. We will also be setting some error notifications, like if I click on generate password without selecting any of the options, it is going to show you must select at least one option. And also at the beginning, when there is no password to copy, and if I click on this copy to clipboard button, it is going to show nothing to copy. Okay. Before we start to build this, I just want to say, if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. It will help me a lot. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. For all the beginners who are watching this video, please make sure that you have installed Node.js by going to their website. Now let's open up our Visual Studio Code. And I have already created a folder for this project, so I'm just going to import the folder. Inside of this folder, we are going to create a new React app. Let's open up our terminal. As you all know, we can create our React app using the command npx create React app, and I'm going to name the app as React password generator, and let's hit enter. Once it is done with creating the application, please always make sure that you cd into that folder. Cd React password generator. Now I am going to run the application by saying npm start. This is going to take a while. This is what you are going to see once our app has successfully started. Let's bring this over here and let's make our VS Code a little bit smaller. Right. Now let's start to build our React password generator. Before we start, there is some cleanup process that we have to do. We are not going to need this app.test and this logo.svg and this setup test.js. All you have to do is just delete them. Okay. Next thing we are going to do is inside of this app.js, of course now it is going to give some error. Don't worry about that. We are going to fix in a while. This is complaining because there is no logo.svg, so let's remove this. And we are also going to remove this header section. Let's save this. As you can see, now we have a blank template to start our project. Okay, now let's start by designing the application. Inside of this app container, we are going to have a div with the class name of container. Inside of this container, we are going to have another div with the class name of generator. Inside of this generator, we are going to have an s2 with the class name of generator header. This s2 is going to say password generator. Inside of this generator, we are going to have another div with the class name of generator password, which is going to have information about our password. We are going to have an h3. For now, let's say it is password, generated password. Here we are going to have a button with the class name of copy button. Inside of this button, we are going to have an icon. As you might have noticed, in the final version, we have a clipboard icon. We are going to get this icon by going to cdnjs.com. Here you need to search for the font awesome CDN. Here we need to copy this link tag. We need to head over to our public folder and index.html. Between head, we are going to paste this link. Now let's head back to our app.js. The icon we are going to use for the clipboard is this icon, which is fa-clipboard. Now let's save this. Let's head over to our application. As you can see, there is our clipboard icon. As you might have noticed that all the items are being aligned to the center. The reason for this is, so actually we are going to fix this right now. Let's head over to our app.css. What we have to do is, let's select all of these and delete. Now save this. As you can see, this actually fixed the center line. There is also another problem. As you can see, there is some default margin applied by the browser. We need to fix that too. We can fix that by going to index.css. At the top, we are going to target everything and set the margin to 0, and we are also setting padding to 0, and we will also be using some font family, custom font family, such as we are going to use a monospace font family for this project. Let's save this. As you can see, the font family is being applied here. We are also going to set box sizing to border box. Let's set the box sizing to border box. Now let's save this. Let's close this index.css file. We are not going to need it anymore. Let's head over to our app.js file. Inside of this generator, we are going to create another div for the inputs. We are going to give it a class name of form group. Inside of this form group, we are going to have a label for password strength. And this is going to say password strength. And it is also going to have an input and it is going to a type of number. It is going to define the password strength. It is going to have inside of here, it is going to have an ID of password strength. Let's also give it a name for password strength. Let's also give it a name of password strength. And it is also going to have a maximum value and a minimum value. Maximum value is going to be 20. So it is going to be a 20. And the minimum is going to be 10. Let's save this. As you can see, now we have a input field, and the maximum is going to be 20 and the minimum is going to be 10. Now let's create input values for the uppercase letters. We are going to copy this field, this form group, and let's create another form group. This is going to be for uppercase letters, and this is also going to say uppercase letters. It is going to say include uppercase letters, and it is going to be a type of checkbox, and it is going to have an ID of uppercase letters, and it is also going to have a name of uppercase letters. Let's save this. Let's check. Yeah, now we have a input field for uppercase letters. Now let's create the same input fields for lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Let's copy this, paste it one more time. This is going to be for lowercase letters. This is going to say include lowercase letters. This is going to be a type of checkbox, and it is going to have an ID of lowercase letters and name of lowercase letters. And I also forgot to mention that you don't need maximum and minimum values. Let's delete them. For this also, let's delete them. Now let's save. As you can see, now we have input field for lowercase letters. Let's create the same for number and the symbols. This is going to be for include numbers, and this is going to say include numbers. This is going to be a type of checkbox. Let's leave it like that, and it is going to have an ID of include numbers and name of include numbers. Let's copy this one last time for the input symbols. This is going to be for the symbols, include symbols, and this is going to be symbols, type of checkbox, and it is going to have an ID of include symbols and name of include symbols. Let's save this. As you can see, now we have 4 input fields for 4 checkboxes for uppercase, lowercase, number, and symbols. We also need a button for this. Let's create a button right after this form group, and this button is going to have a class name of generator button, and this is going to say generate button. Now let's save this. As you can see, now we have a generate button. Okay, now let's start by adding some styles to our application. As you can now observe that this is looking very ugly, so we are going to add some styles to it to make it look similar to our final version. Let's target this app. Let's give it a min height of 100 view height, and set the background to this color like that of the final version. Now let's save. I don't know, yeah, this should be minimum height. Let's save this. Yeah, now let's target that container, and give it a width of 350 pixels, and set the margin 0 to the top and bottom, and auto to the left and right. And we are also going to add some padding to the top and set that to 200 pixels to push that down. Okay, now let's target that generator and give it a background color to little bit dark to this color. Let's save that. As you can see, it's a little bit dark to the background. Let's set the border radius to 3 pixels, and we are also going to add some box shadow to make it look pretty nice. 0 pixels, 2 pixels, 10 pixels, and we are also going to give RGBA and color of 255, 255, 255.2. This is going to give a light white color box shadow. Let's give it a padding for all the sides of 20 pixels. Okay, now let's target that this generator header I want the text align to be center, and the color of the text should be white, and also I want the margin to be margin bottom to the 20 pixels. Let's save. Yeah, now let's target that generator password. It is going to have a background color of RGBA with a little bit dark black 0.4. Let's save this. As you can see, the opacity is set to 0.4, and also give it a padding 13 pixels to the top and bottom and 10 to the left and right. And also we are going to give a color of white, and we are also going to set the height to 46 pixels. Let's save that and see. Yeah, and we are also going to give a margin bottom of 15 pixels. Yeah, now let's style that button. Copy to clipboard button. It is having a class name of copy button. Let's copy that. Let's target that. Let's set the background to 3B 98, a little bit dark color. Yeah, and the color is going to be white. Yes, and the border, let's set the border to none. Let's set the height to 40 pixels, and let's set the padding to 10 pixels. And I am also going to give it a cursor of pointer, because when I hover on it, I need the cursor to turn into pointer. As you can see, that it is coming a little bit downside and it is out of this container. Let's fix that. Let's give this generator password a position of relative, and let's give this a button position absolute. Let's save, and now we are going to align it correctly. Let's say I need it from the top 3 pixels and to the right 3 pixels. Yes, now it is aligned perfectly. Now let's target that. Now let's style that the button, generator button. It is having a class name of generator button. Let's also target that here. It is going to have a background of light color 3B98. Let's save and see. Yeah. Let's set the border. Sorry for that. Here we are going to say border of none. And we are going to set the display to the block. And we are going to give a width of 100%. Let's save this. Yes. And let's give it a padding of 10 pixels. And also let's set the color to the white. Now let's set the font size to 17 pixels. Okay. Now let's set the cursor to pointer. As you can see, now the cursor turns to the pointer when I hover on it. Now let's style this a little bit. Now let's target the form group. We are going to give it a display of flex, and we are going to give it a justify content space between. Let's give it a color of white, and we are also going to give it a margin bottom of 15 pixels. Let's save and check. As you can see, now this looks similar to our final version. Okay, now it's time to add some functionalities to our password generator. Let's head over to wrap.js. Now we are going to create some variables to store this password and keep track of these all input fields. So we are going to use a useState hook to create our variables and set the initial values. So we are going to create a variable to store this password, const password, and set password, and initially we are going to give it a value of an empty string. Let it be an empty string in the initial. We are also going to create a variable to store password length. Let's create another variable to store this password length and set password length, and initially it is going to have a value of 20. Now we are going to create a variable to keep track of these uppercase letters, lowercase letters, and including numbers, including symbols. Let's define these variables. Const include uppercase and set include uppercase. Initially we are going to set these to false. That means it is going to be unchecked at the initial. If I set it to true, it is going to be checked, so I am going to set it as false, so it remains unchecked. Now let's create another variable to include lowercase, and also we are also going and let's set this as set include lowercase, and this is also going to have initial value of false. Now let's create another variable to include numbers. Let's copy this and this is going to say include numbers, set include numbers, and this is also going to have initial value of false. Now let's create another last variable called set or include symbols, and let's set include symbols, and this is also going to remain unchecked, so we'll initialize with the false value. Now we have created our variable. Let's see what happens. Of course, this is going to give an error. useState is not defined. We need to import this useState hook from React. Now let's save. Okay. Now that we have created our variables, it's time to assign those variables to these fields. So let's start by assigning this password here over here. So initially it is a empty string though, so this is going to be an empty string. There is no password. There is not going to be any password over here. And the next is going to be password length. Let's assign this over here. And I also forgot to mention this should be password length. I don't know why I defined it as password strength. Here we are going to say here we are going to set the default value. Default, it should be default value, and let's set it to our let's set the same to as we defined in our variables, and that is password length. It is going to be 20. Let's save. As you can see, it has been set to 20. Now let's also set an onChange event for this. Suppose if I change this, I need to keep track of these values. So let's set an onChange. This is going to have an event, and this is going to fire off a function, and let's set password length to e.target.value. Now let's save. Now what it does is it is going to keep track. It is going to update the variable password length every time I change those values. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. This is going to be the next variable is include uppercase. We are going to assign. Initially we are going to give it a value of checked. Remember, we have defined it as false, so we are going to give it initial value include uppercase. This stays the same because we have set it to false. Suppose if this was true, let me show you what this would have happened. As you can see, now the value is true, so this is going to be checked. Now let's set that back to false. Okay. Now let's also set an onChange event for this also. So I need to keep track if some user checks or unchecks. So okay, let's set the onChange event, and this is also going to have an event. This is going to fire off a function, and we are going to set every time it changes, we are going to set the variable include uppercase to e.target.checked. Now let's save. Okay, so the next one is going to be include lowercase. Let's also set that here. This is going to be checked to the value that we defined, include lowercase. This is going to be false. Let's also set an onChange event. Let's copy this and paste it over here, and I need this to be lowercase. Now let's also set the same over here. Let's copy these two lines. This should be include numbers, as we are going to keep track of those numbers, and it is going to have an on-change event include numbers. e.target.checked is going to remain the same. Now let's copy this. Let's also assign the variable to include symbols. Check to include symbols, and this is going to have an on-change include symbols. e.target.checked. Let's save. This is saying include symbols is not defined. I might have made some type error. Include symbols. Now let's save. Let's refresh. That was a catch error. Okay, now we have assigned our variables. Now whenever I select this option and hit generate password, this should be able to generate a random password, right? So we are going to implement that functionality. So let's head over to our app.js file, and to this button we are going to set an on click, and this is going to fire off a function called handle generate password. And I also noticed that this should be generate password. Okay, now let's save this. This is going to give an error saying handle password is not defined. Of course, we need to create this handle password function. Let's set that function. We are going to say const handle password. This is going to take an event, and this is going to be an arrow function. Okay, before we set up our function, there is one more thing we have to do. There is one more thing that we need to do. What we have to do is we need to create a separate file to store our characters, like numbers from 0 to 9, uppercase letters from A to Z, right? So we are going to create under characters.js file inside of our source file. Let's create a new file and name it as characters.js, and inside of here we are going to need this data, which is going to have all the numbers from 0 to 9, all the uppercase letters from A to Z, lowercase letters, and all the special characters. Okay, now let's save this. Let's import these in our app.js file. Now let's import. We are going to import numbers. We are also going to import uppercase letters. We are going to import lowercase letters, and finally we are going to import these special characters from /characters file. Okay, let's save. Okay, now let's head over to our function. Okay, inside of this function we are going to create a variable called character list, and let's set that to a empty string. So what we are going to do is we need to check if the user has checked these options, right? Then only we can generate password, right? So let's have an if statement to check if we are going to say include lowercase. If include lowercase is true, we are going to say character list is equal to character list plus we are going to include these lowercase letters. Okay, now let's also check for the uppercase letters. If uppercase letters is, this should be include uppercase, and we are going to say if that is also true, we are going to say character list plus we are going to include uppercase letters. Now let's also set this for numbers and symbols. If there is include numbers, we are going to say character list is equal to character list plus numbers, these numbers. Okay, don't worry, we'll get to know what we are doing in a while. If we are going to say check for the include symbols, that is also true. We are going to say character list is equal to character list plus special characters. So now we are checking each of these options. So now let's set the password to character list. Okay, let's see. Okay, now I am going to set the password to character list. Let's check what is going to happen. Now let's refresh. So I'm going to check include uppercase letters. Let's hit generate password. As you can see, now it is generating all the uppercase letters. If I hit on include letters, lowercase letters, and hit generate password, and it is also including these lowercase letters. Same thing is going to happen if I include numbers and include symbols. Hit generate password. As you can see, it is including all the character list from this file. So what we have to do is we need to create another function that is going to generate random password from these character list. Okay, now let's create another function named const create password. This is going to take character list as input, and this is going to be an arrow function. Let's call this function over here, set password to here create password, and we are calling this function over here. Now let's save. Inside of this function, what we need to do is let's create a variable called let password, and let's set it as an empty string. Now we need to identify the length of this character list, so we are going to store it in a variable. We are going to say const character list length, and it is going to have character list dot length. This is going to find the total length of this character list. Okay, now we are going to loop, okay, to create a index to generate a random password, right? So now create a for let I is equals to 0, and this should be I less than password length. This is referring to this value. This should be less than the password length. I should be less than the password length, and we are going to increment the I value. So inside of this for loop, we are going to say const. We are going to create a random index, character index, and this is going to generate a random index by using the length. Okay, we are going to say to generate a random index, we are generate a random number, we are going to say mat.random, and we are going to multiply it with the character list length. So we know this is how many number of the possibilities will be there. So this is going to generate decimal values. So we need to say mat.round. Let's wrap this over here at the end. Okay, now we have a character index. Okay, now we need to generate a password. Let's set the password to password plus and character list dot character at that character index. So now what this is going to do is it is going to generate a random index, and that random index is going to be generating a random character list. Okay, now let's return this password. So now let's check, let's save this. Now let's check. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay, now I'm going to select an uppercase letters. We are having error. This should be CHA. I might have made some type error. Yeah, this should be character at. Now let's save that again. Okay, refresh. Okay, now I'm going to select include uppercase letters, hit generate password. As you can see, it is generating a random sequence of uppercase letters. I'm also going to select these lowercase letters, hit generate password. Now you can see it is generating a random sequence of both uppercase and lowercase. And this is also going to be same for numbers and symbols. Hit generate password. Okay, as you can see, it is generating a random password. Now we will be working on this copy button functionality. So now let's get started with that functionality. Where there is a button, this copy to clipboard button, we are going to set up a function, and on click, this is going to say handle copy password. Now let's create that password. Let's create that function handle copy password. This is going to say const handle copy password. This is going to take an event. It is going to be an arrow function. Inside of this function we will be having some multiple functions. Okay, so initially let's create a copy to clipboard function. Copy to clipboard. Copy to clipboard function. Of course we haven't created this function. Now let's create this outside over here. Const copy to clipboard. This is going to be an arrow function, and inside of here we are going to say const. We are going to create a new text area. Const new text area. Let's create a text area by saying document dot create element. We are going to create a text area, and we are going to say new text area dot inner text. We are going to set the inner text to that password that we just generated. Okay, so now let's append that to document dot body dot append child new text area. Let's append that to body. Now we are going to select now we are going to implement the copy functionality by saying new text area dot select and document dot, we are going to execute the command copy, and then we are going to say new text area dot remove. Now let's check if this copy functionality is working or not. Let's refresh our app. Let's select these uppercase and lowercase letters. Let's hit generate password. Let's hit on this copy button. Now I am going to paste over here. As you can see, our password is getting copied. Now it's time to implement those notifications. So in order to implement those notifications, we are going to be using a package from the npm called React Toastify. Let's head over there. React Toastify. We are going to install it by saying npm install React Toastify. Let's copy that command. Now let's head over to our VS Code. Now we are going to open up in the terminal. I'm going to cd into that our file password generator. I'm going to paste the command over here, and let's install that React Toastify. Once it has done installing, we need to import two things from the React Toastify. We are going to import the toast and the toast container from React Toastify, and we are also going to import the CSS file that is provided by the React Toastify. Now let's save. Okay, now let's close this terminal, switch back to our first terminal. Now we are going to create another JS file which is going to have a message that will be shown when it is successfully copied to clipboard. Let's create a file in our source file, new file. I'm going to give it a name as message.js. Inside of this file, we are going to have this copy success message, const copy success, and this is going to say password successfully copied to clipboard. Now let's save this, and we need to import this file in our app.js file. Let's import that. Import copy success from message. Let's save. Okay, now let's implement the first notification. Now we need to head over to our React Toastify. Let's go to our demo. Here we are going to be using this top center one, and I'm going to be using the default to show successfully copied to clipboard. Let's test that out. Yeah, this is going to show like that. Now let's copy this toast container, and we need to paste this in our, let's paste it at the end after this button. We are also going to need that another toast emitter. Let's copy this. To set up this notification, so let's make our Visual Studio Code a little bit smaller, and let's bring our app over here. We are going to be defining a new function over here. I'm going to call it as const notify. This is going to be an error function. This is going to take a message. Now let's create an error function. Inside of this toast, we are going to have the thing that we copied over here. Let's remove this. This is going to take the message. And now we are going to call this function over here, notify, and inside of here we are going to pass copy success. Now let's save this and check if this is working or not. I will select this uppercase letter, hit generate password. I'm going to click on this copy to clipboard button. As you can see, we have successfully implemented our first notification. Now I also need to show a notification when there is no option selected and when I hit generate password. This should show select at least one option, right? So for that we need to check if these all are false, right? Let's head over to our handle generate password. Inside of this we are going to check if the include uppercase is false, and I'm going to check the condition for all the variables. If include lowercase, they should be include I don't know what is happening. Okay, include lowercase, and also we are going to check the condition for if include numbers, and also for the symbols. If these all are false, we are going to call our function notify, and we are going to pass the message you must select at least one option. Okay, we are also setting a new function over inside of our notify. So I want a new template to show. I want the error message to show in a different color. So here I'm going to say this is an error. I'm going to set it as true. We'll know why in a while. Why I have set this to true, you will get to know in a while. So let's save this first. Okay, now let's head over to our notify function. This is going to take another variable when the condition that is has error, and initially this is going to be false. So if the has error is true, if has error is true, I want this function to run. If it is false, I want this to run. I want the normal notification to show. Let's cut this and let's move this to over here. Let's save. Okay, now I want to display the error message. Here I am going to select the error message over here, and simply I am going to copy this and paste it over here. Let's remove this and replace with message. Now let's see if this actually working or not. Let's refresh and I will hit on generate password. This should show you must select at least one option. Now we have successfully integrated our second notification. All we have left with is the last one that we are going to set up right now. The last one is going to be very simple. That notification should show when there is nothing to copy, and when I hit this copy to clipboard button, I want this to show as nothing to copy, right? Let's head over to our handle copy password. Inside of here we are going to say if password is equals to an empty string, we are going to run our function, that is notify. I'm going to pass in the message there is nothing to copy, and I also need to set this as true, else I want these functions to run. Let's remove these. Okay, now let's save. Let's check if this is working or not. I'll click on copy. Now you can see there is nothing to copy. Let's refresh our app. Let's select uppercase letter, hit generate password. Let's hit lowercase letters, hit generate password. Number, symbol, let's hit generate password. Let's copy this. Password successfully copied. Paste this. As you can see, we have successfully copied and pasted the password. Let's refresh and hit generate password. This is going to show an error message. You must select at least one option. And also when I hit this copy to clipboard button, then there is nothing to copy. Yeah. Now we have successfully completed our password generator project. Now the only thing that left is we are going to deploy this site to the Netlify. Deploying to Netlify is as easy as 1, 2, 3. So let's stop this server. Let's terminate the server. Let's say we need to create a build folder for our project in order to host this on our Netlify. So we need to say npm run build. What this is going to do is it is going to combine all these files and create a single build file that is going to be ready to be hosted on our Netlify app. Once the build process is complete, all we have to do is head over to Netlify. Make sure you log into your account. I have already logged in. Under the site section, what we have to do is we need to navigate inside of our computer. We need to navigate to the project folder. In my case, I have this in my tutorial folders. Let's open the folder, and inside of here you will be able to see a build folder. What we have to do is just drag and drop over here. Netlify is going to generate a link that will be hosted on the Netlify. This might take a while. As you can see, now we have successfully deployed our password generator on Netlify. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure that you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like these. Thank you.